And a person like him, when he is saying that this is not the right time for exam, that is what I wanted to bring. So Dr. Swamy, when you, and I know having worked with you, having had the privilege of working with you, that how much importance you place on education and reading and all, why have you come out so vociferously saying that these exams right now should be postponed? What is the reason you have come to this conclusion and then written to the Prime Minister and have, been trying your level best at this last minute?
Yeah. See, what my life teaches me is education and exams are two different things. Education is when you are taught to be able to teach yourself. Start reading books on your own without the guidance from. And so this is really a preparation. Now here we are at the most early stage of forming that kind of mind. And so there is a competitive exam, and everybody thinks that if he can get through these exams, then his career is on a fast track.
Yes.
So therefore people go for the IITs and this and that. So this NEET and JEE, all these are really avenues to put you in the fast track to a qualification which will be recognized later on for your employment and so on. So it's a whole life is staked on this. Now you are asking young students, all aspirants for a better life than their parents had, to go and take an exam under the most adverse circumstances. First of all, take somebody who's just sent me a message from Bombay. He says that no transportation. I live in New Bombay. How am I going to come to Bombay and travel? If I hire a taxi, I must get a taxi because their taxis are limited. And if all started using taxis, there will be.
Also, sir, not everybody affords.
That's another aspect. So the commuter trains are the ideal thing. Stopped. So, two, it's a rainy season. Some places it is flooded, like in the Bihar. Some small portions of Madhya Pradesh. All these factors are there. Third thing is, some states have declared lockout again. Haryana.
Yes.
So what are you doing? You are favoring the well-endowed students whose parents can insure by some limousine for them to come to the examination center.
Yes.
And you are discriminating against the poor. What do the poor students do? They are so idealistic. Already I am told 20 people have committed suicide. Supposing they go to a center and the rain pours there and the center is closed, that means all that has been a waste. So what is the hurry? In Ayush exam, they have just now postponed it. They have postponed for so many others. Now, today I had a professor who used to be a professor at IIM telling me that what will these coaching classes people do, what will the universities do, which are almost in a shutdown. I said, for that you don't have to sacrifice the life of lakhs and lakhs of youngsters.
Not only youngsters, their families.
And the families who put in all the money for them to reach the stage. And what we are asking, let this monsoon session be over, let the festivities be over, whatever muted, whatever it is, have it after Diwali. And that means only 6 months gone. Otherwise you would have entered July, now you will be entering in December or January. And so, I think that these are adjustable things. Supposing there's a war tomorrow, as our CDC, Mr. Rawat has announced, that we may go to war with China, then what will happen? Then what excuse there? Then what about the coaching class people and so on? So I am saying that please don't play with the lives of young people. Because I, as a professor, feel very strongly. I came from a middle-class family. And I became a brilliant economist. I was a professor, I broke records. I joined author with Paul Samuelson, which he has only in his entire life, he's a Nobel laureate. He's called the Einstein of economics. and only 5 people he has done joint papers with. And he did it on the theory of index numbers, which has become a classic. How did it happen? Because opportunities opened up. Now here, you are closing these opportunities, you're putting them in risk, you're putting them in stress. They already have the stress of the exam, then the stress of catching some kind of transportation, stress of reaching on time, stress of the fact that there will be sunshine on that day. All this stress, I think, is very cruel. And let me tell my colleagues in the BJP, do you know what happened in the emergency? Much more than people being arrested. It was the Nasbandi which created horror in the minds of the people. And they never forgot. They kept quiet. This is the Indian people. They'll keep quiet and they'll punish you at the first opportunity. Do we as a political party want to lose the youth of this country? And you can see from the Twitter, you can see it from Facebook, you can see how people are responding. I'm only saying, please put it up to after Diwali. And so that, everybody has some definiteness is there. But no, what is this? I don't understand this mule-like attitude. I think it's, we owe first responsibility to the students and their welfare. Then only coaching schools and university admissions and so on. So if a university threatens you that we'll have to close down, we'll nationalize it. And we'll run it by printing notes.
Dr. Swamy, also there is so much of mental anxiety in the students.
Yes.
And you wrote a letter, you listed out some of the
13
reasons in that, and I was reading it. Including, Dr. Swamy, you said Parliament with only 543 members in Lok Sabha, and some staff. From July got postponed and it's now probably in September. I don't think the firm dates.
I think it's it won't be in August.
So Dr. Swamy, when it is Parliament with only 543 gets postponed, here we are talking about only IIT JEE is 25 lakh plus students, and other exams combined must be 40-50 lakh. Then their families to drop them to come.
And Parliament, we are all adults. We are accomplished people. We have already made our career. You see, these are people in the process of making their career, and what tension they will be. It will lead to suicide. It has already led to some suicides. I don't want it to happen, you see, and have the blood of these youngsters on our head. So at least I should speak up if I'm not able to. But I have tried very hard. I've spoken to the Education Minister, not once but twice. I've written a letter to the PM. PM is aware of it because there is an acknowledgement of it. And so I would urge the Prime Minister, please don't put all of us in this difficult situation. And we'll all sink together, and that's no pleasure for anybody. Because these Indians have a long memory. They never forget when an injustice has been done. And that is why we are able to win in the end all foreign invasions. The Mughals lasted 600 years. Islamic invasion lasted 600, but ultimately we defeated them. The British, 150 years, we defeated them. So we have overcome so many things. We have overcome a Chinese attack in 1962. We have overcome famines. We have overcome. Indians are people who work with a memory. That's why we are a continuing civilization. Don't play with it. I urge the Prime Minister, this will be your biggest mistake. It will be like Waterloo for you and for us. I mean, we are in it together. If the Prime Minister goes down, we all go down.
So Swamy, the students are asking, and I tweeted that keep studying very hard. Prepare as if it's going to be hard.
I will tell you from my life, the only thing you can do to damage yourself is to lose hope. If something bad happens, know this will pass. This is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Events are decided by me. Your job is only to do your best. Keep your hope. Remain steadfast. So I tell the people, yes, anything happens. Don't be bothered by the outcome of it. That may produce, I mean, the outcome of Mr. Maralobis giving me bad grades and led me to write that paper. And that transformed everything. Mrs. Gandhi removed me from a professorship of IIT. I ended up being a member of parliament and sending her to jail. You know, so life is not a straight line. Then you build on this, you build on this. It's a cyclic curve. And there will be ups and downs, but your mood must be hopeful and say, okay, I rise again to fight. So, yes, we are going to try very hard to get it postponed, but never must you lose hope about the future.
Dr. Swamy, also there are people who are talking about asthma problems and having to wear a mask. See, travel time you have to wear a mask. Center you have to report before the exam. Exam you have to sit. That would be 7-8 hours of wearing a mask in this pressure.
Yeah.
That would also have its own.
No, I'm saying supposing one of the vigilators or one of the supervisors has corona. You will come back. You got a 75-year-old grandfather. You will give it to him.
Yes.
I mean, how do you? I mean, young people can recover fast, but the old people, is a dangerous thing. So, I mean, what are you doing? That's why I listed 13 reasons. And those 13 reasons, there's no answer. Except that, no, we are going to do it, we are going to fill the universities, they are all empty. Not at the cost of human lives. Not at the cost of driving people nuts.
Friends, I will add the link of those 30 reasons in this YouTube video. Also, a letter I wrote to the Education Minister in the video, so in the description, my team will add it and you can see the reasons in depth.